Alright, the intent behind this video is just to help out with creating a foundational understanding for editing in Final Cut. So I've been using Final Cut now for, I guess it'd be about 13 years, and I'm just going to pass on some of the things that I've learned that really no one else has taught me and that I haven't even found information out there on, but it's made my life as an editor so much easier. So I'm going to be passing on some of those secrets to you. Okay, now first things first, you open Final Cut, and in this particular edit, I'm making a video to post on Instagram, so it needs to be 60 seconds or less, and I'm making a video about this new paraglider and just how well it glides. It's pretty incredible, but first thing we need to do is create a library. This is like the big basket that everything goes in. So let's title it, let's see, the name of the paraglider is the Agera Glide to LZ, that's landing zone. Okay, so that's going to be the name of our library. Now you can select all or drag and select all that, copy it, because we're going to use the same name 3 more times. So that's our library, and then we have our event, and then we have our project. And right below our library, it automatically creates an event. And by default, it just, at least in the way I have it set up, it just gives us the day's date. So let's just select that so we can edit it, and we'll just paste Agera Glide to LZ. And now we create a project and paste that same name. Okay, and you don't have to paste the same name. Like, we could do several different projects within this library, but in this case I'm just showing you how to quickly knock out an edit. I want to get this done in 30 minutes or less. So Agera Glide to LZ, here's our specs. I did record this on a GoPro at 60 frames a second, so that would be appropriate. And boom, okay. Now let's see, let's shift our workspace around just to have some more room in our editor. Now, by default, the library file gets put on the desktop, and the media is somewhere else. The files I'm using for this project are not on the desktop. So it's really easy for those two to become disconnected. For instance, if I were to want to transfer this project over to an external hard drive and finish editing off of my laptop, which also has Final Cut, that would be problematic. So to deal with that, we want to put everything in the same place. So we're going to put our library in the same folder as our media. But first, before we do that, I like to create the foundation that we'll be building the structure on. So instead of dragging and dropping some media in there, because by default, the first clip that you drag in, like, everything gets attached to it in some form. Like, you could make an edit on it and it would unintentionally affect the duration of another clip. So what I like to do, just save so much headache, is go to Edit, Insert, under Insert Generator, go to Gap. Placeholder does about the same thing, but I like this nice little gray box. Okay, and look, by default it is 3 seconds long. We want it to be much longer than that. It's kind of arbitrary how long it is, because we'll eventually whittle it down to under a minute. And by just pressing the up arrow, boom, it takes me all the way back to the beginning. Okay, now we can drag and drop some media, but first, like I was saying, we want to put our library file in the same folder as our media. So let's quit Final Cut. Okay, there's our media, there's our library file. And now we're going to find where is all the media we're working with. Okay, so this happened, okay, right here. So I'm going to take the library file, drag it over, boom. Now it's where we want to, this is all the ingredients that we're going to be using in this recipe is right here. And we're actually only going to use one ingredient. We're only going to use this one file. May add another ingredient in the form of music, but for now, for the sake of a quick video edit, let's just use this one file. So to reopen Final Cut, now we can just double click the library. Boom. Okay, we have that gap. Great, we can start editing. So now let's start dragging and dropping. So let's take that one file I was telling you about, and we'll just go ahead and put that in the beginning. Now, let's see, what I really want to illustrate in this